This girl was made to keep her face hidden under a mask because she was ugly. People feared that her face would ruin their day, so she was let out of the room only to go to school. At school, her stepsister and classmates mocked her, calling her an
Her face brings bad luck.
But there was only one person who never teased her: Charles Dawson, the Dawson family heir. He became her only friend and slowly got her to remove her mask. He became her safe place. As years went by, the girl grew into a beautiful woman. But her stepsister, Sophie, never let her shine, making her life miserable with rumors. She told everyone that Amelia was a loner and that Charles only stayed with her out of pity. Actually, Sophie had a crush on Charles, and in her mind, he liked her too. But Amelia was coming in between. So, when the school trip came, Sophie whispered to everyone to keep Amelia away so that Charles could propose to her, and they would be the popular couple of the school. And so, on the day of the trip, Sophie stood at a perfect spot, waiting for Charles. Her friends were ready with their phones to record it. Charles walked up slowly, but he walked past Sophie. For a second, she thought he had missed his mark, but he didn't. He stopped in front of someone standing behind the crowd. It was Amelia. And then he went down on one knee.
I know this is sudden, but I've been holding it in way too long. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care about names or families or rules. I just know that when I'm with you, I feel like me.
The world stilled. Whispers turned into gasps, and Sophie stood frozen as the weight of disbelief crushed every word she had spoken before.
No.
She whispered under her breath, eyes wide.
No, this isn't happening.
Amelia couldn't move. She couldn't think. She looked down at Charles, her voice barely a breath.
Are you sure?
I've never been more.
He smiled. And somewhere behind them, Sophie's mask cracked. She stepped back, fury bubbling under skin that still bore the smile she had rehearsed for hours. Sophie knew that for girls like Amelia, the world gave only one window of happiness, and it was always shut before they could climb through. But this time it was wide open, and Sophie Rivera was ready to slam it shut. For the time in her life, Amelia felt seen, not as someone's mistake, not as the girl with too many silences and too few smiles, but as someone worthy of love. Charles didn't just hold her hand in quiet quarters. He held her chin, looked into her eyes and said,
You don't need to hide anymore, Amelia. You're safe with me.
And she believed him. The days after the school trip were like something out of a dream. He walked her to class, waited by her locker, shared lunches and secrets, and Amelia, timid, apologetic, began to stand a little taller. Her eyes began to meet others. She even smiled when someone said her name. The whispers followed, of course. Sophie's circle buzzed with disbelief, envy, and cruel speculation. But Amelia didn't care. She had never received love before, not from her parents, not from her guardians, not from anyone. Charles had cracked something open inside her, and for the time, she didn't want to disappear. But Sophie Rivera was not someone who took rejection quietly. She watched them from a distance, her fingers digging into her palms till her manicured nails left red moons. At home, she flung her bag across the room, eyes blazing.
She stole Charles's mom. That orphan girl actually thinks she can be one of us.
She spat. Valentina's silence was more dangerous than her daughter's rage.
She's doing this on purpose.
Sophie spat again.
He knows I wanted him.
Valentina folded her arms.
She's just a foolish girl. This won't last.
But Sophie wasn't so sure, because the look in Charles's eyes had been too real, and Amelia had stood her ground without saying a word. This wasn't over. Valentina knew this romance had to be nipped in the bud, even if it meant crushing the petal in the process. Valentina was in the drawing room when headlights swept across the windows. She moved to the side of the heavy curtains and peeked out. There it was. Charles Dawson's sleek black car rolling to a smooth stop outside the estate gates. A moment later, Amelia stepped out. Hair a mess, lipstick faintly smudged, and smiling. Soft, young, dangerously in love. Valentina's eyes narrowed. Across the room, Raphael sat in his usual corner chair, a crystal glass of whiskey dangling from his fingers. His tie loosened, shirt half unbuttoned. She stormed toward him, seized his wrist. He barely looked up.
What?
Come here.
I'm drinking.
You'll drink later. Come now.
He sighed but followed, more curious than concerned. Valentina led him to the window, shoved the curtain aside.
Look.
She snapped. Amelia was leaning into Charles's window, laughing. Their fingers touched briefly before she turned toward the house.
She's glowing.
Valentina said bitterly.
Like he's the bloody son.
Raphael sipped. He was unbothered.
She's 17. Let her have a crush.
She'll ruin everything. I want you to talk to her. Make her end it now.
Raphael didn't argue anymore. The next evening, thunder cracked outside as Amelia was summoned to Raphael's study. The fireplace crackled. Raphael didn't look up when she entered. Sit. Amelia sat. Her back was straight. Her face was unreadable.
I hear you're dating a Dawson.
He said coldly.
You realize we don't get along with that family.
I don't care about the families.
Amelia said calmly.
I love Charles, and that's all I know.
Raphael's eyes flickered just briefly. He had an expected backbone.
You'll break up with him.
No.
This time, he looked at her properly. The little girl who used to flinch when he raised his voice was gone. This one, she was dangerous in a new way. From the staircase above, Valentina and Sophie watched, breath bated, like snakes in the eaves. She's refusing, Sophie hissed. Valentina's eyes narrowed.
Make him push harder.
But Raphael didn't. Instead, he leaned back and said, almost thoughtfully,
She's tougher than I thought.
Amelia stood up.
If that's all, I'll be going.
And with that, she turned and walked out, past Sophie's fuming stare, past Valentina's clenched jaw. Raphael lit a cigar with a steady hand. Valentina descended the stairs like a storm gathering speed.
That's it?
She snapped.
She walks away and you do nothing?
Raphael didn't even look at her.
She's 17, so lock her up like we used to. Take her damn phone. Remind her who holds the leash.
She's not a child anymore,
Raphael said coolly.
and I can't afford to antagonize her.
Valentina's eyes flashed.
Why?
Because you're hoping she'll gift wrap her inheritance and hand it to you with a thank you card?
Raphael's voice dropped, low and razor sharp.
Because the inheritance can't be touched till she turns 18, and even then I need her signature.
And you think she'll sign if she's in love with a Dawson?
That's exactly why I need her not to hate me.
Raphael snapped, finally turning toward her.
If I push too hard now, she'll cut me off the moment she turns legal.
Valentina scoffed incredulous.
This is about money to you. What about Sophie? She's been groomed for this marriage her entire life.
Raphael's laugh was bitter.
Sophie's not going to die if she doesn't marry Charles. Tell her to fall in love with someone else.
You selfish bastard.
Valentina whispered. She stared at him, seething, humiliated, unraveling. Then she turned, glass heels slamming against the marble as she walked out. If Raphael wouldn't break Amelia, she would. Her way.
We need to do something, Mom!
Sophie said through gritted teeth.
And we will.
Valentina replied, her mind already working overtime.
If Charles can be taken from you, he can be brought back too.
She leaned in, her voice low and deliberate.
All it takes is one crack in their perfect little world. One truth Charles doesn't see coming.
Sophie's eyes narrowed as understanding dawned. Seeds of doubt, once planted, had a way of growing fast. Sophie tried to brainwash Charles subtly. One afternoon, she caught him alone outside school.
I hope you're keeping an eye on Amelia.
She said casually.
She's been spending a lot of time texting someone lately. Just thought you should know.
But Charles wasn't easily swayed.
If you're trying to create doubt between us, Sophie, it's not going to work. I trust her.
Sophie's smile froze. She had underestimated his love for Amelia. That night at home, she paced in frustration.
He doesn't believe me. Nothing is working, Mom.
Valentina placed a hand on her daughter's shoulder.
Then it's time we stop playing safe. Amelia's 18th birthday is coming up. Raphael is throwing a grand party. We'll use it to destroy her, from within.
Sophie's lips curled into a smirk.
What's the plan?
Amelia had no clue that the very plan meant to separate her from Charles would end up tearing her world apart. The birthday party was extravagant. The entire town was invited. Lights, music, food, everything screamed celebration. But Raphael wasn't celebrating his daughter. He was celebrating the fact that Amelia had finally turned 18. Now, the inheritance was within reach for someone, anyone who could get their hands on it through manipulation or worse. Amelia was overwhelmed by the attention. For once, people were smiling at her, raising toasts in her name. She didn't know that most of them were present only to stay in Raphael's good books. But she didn't care. Charles was going to come soon. She was waiting for him. Sophie watched from across the room, a flawless smile pasted on, her heart full of venom. She held 2 glasses of champagne as she made her way toward Amelia.
You should enjoy yourself, really.
Sophie said sweetly, handing one of the glasses over. Amelia, who was anxiously waiting for Charles and parched from the crowd, took the drink without a thought, completely unaware of the poison touched behind her stepsister's smile. It didn't take long. The drugs Sophie had laced into Amelia's soft drink were already threading their way through Amelia's veins. Her head started spinning. The room blurred around the edges. Laughter and music stretched out like distorted echoes. She reached for the back of a velvet chair to steady herself, but her knees buckled. Her vision blurred as she felt someone drag her, and the next moment, she felt a soft mattress beneath her. Her eyes struggled to stay open, her hands trembling as someone forced a pen into her grip.
Sign it.
Her hands shakily scribbled as a word on the document caught her attention. Transfer of ownership. She could barely protest when they made her scribble across the document. Her mouth was too dry to speak, her body no longer in her control, and her mind slowly slipped into darkness. The next day, when she woke up, she found herself in a stranger's bed, naked and alone. Her head pounding in pain, flashes hit her like glass. Sophie's smirk, the drink, the ownership transfer document, and the stranger. Her stomach dropped. She had lost her virginity to a stranger. Her mind drifted to Charles. Would this mean she had cheated on him? But she couldn't recall how and what led to this. Just some blurry visions. And before she could make sense of anything, the door slammed open. Armed guards stormed in, followed by a man in an ironed suit.
Sweep the entire space. Now. Check for weapons, hidden recording devices, and, yeah, go through all of the lady's belongings.
Fear crawled up Amelia's spine as she saw them rummage through everything, even her garments. She exactly knew her life was about to take a darker turn when she asked who he was, and where the man she'd spent the night with had gone.
I'm Cortez. I'm an attorney. My client, he's already boarded a jet, and he's on his way to an important meeting.
A jet? Who was this man? Amelia's head spun with the information, and she couldn't grasp what was happening. She tried asking for his name again, but the lawyer's reply stunned her.
Deal, right?
Her heart broke into pieces. She lost the only person who truly cared for her, the one who stood by her side. But beneath it all, what haunted her more was the thought of how her father would react.
Are you seriously telling me you don't even know the name of the father?
Dad, it was on my birthday. Sophie had drugged me. I had no idea what I was doing until the very next morning.
I don't care. This child will not ruin my reputation. I have strong chances in this next mayoral race. You are going to this child.
I'm not going to my child, Dad.
Then you can give birth to your child on the streets, because you will not have my support for this.
And just like that, one more time, her world came crashing down. This time, she had lost everything. Her love, her home, her dignity, all because of a stranger she didn't even know. And now, she had no money, no job, no food, just a baby growing inside her, and a choice that would shatter her soul. She knew the only option she had to save her baby was to return to her worst nightmare, the man who started it all. But who was he? And what power did he hold to disappear like that? He didn't even leave a name behind. Now, Mr. Cortez was the only source for Amelia to reach him.
Miss Rivera, my client would like to financially support your child. He's made sure to cover everything. The birth, an education stipend, a living allowance. You just have to sign this contract.
Something felt off. He was offering so much without any questions or tests. Why was that man being so generous? Amelia had signed his contract once, but she knew the price of this contract might just be her life.
What's the catch? There has to be one.
The attorney smirked as he leaned back in his chair.
If at any point in the next 18 years, my client decides he wants to be present in the child's life, you agree to grant him immediate shared custody, and you, along with the child, must reside in my client's home.
She couldn't understand his words. Why would this stranger not even tell her his name, but wanted the option of coming back into their lives any time he wanted? What was the identity of the stranger Amelia slept with? Will signing this contract lead her into another trouble? One thing was for sure. If he ever decides to come back, Amelia would make him pay for every tear she shed. With a glint in her eye, she grabbed a pen.
You've got yourself a deal. Because I hope he does come crawling back into his kid's life one day. He's going to regret it, because I will absolutely make his life a living hell.
Amelia half expected her child's father to show up the day she gave birth to her healthy baby boy, Max Rivera. But 6 years passed, and he never did. But fate had a twisted sense of humor, because just when she thought she was free of him, life had other plans. Over time, Amelia built a simple but fulfilling life with Max, her son, and now 5. Cut off by her father, she stayed in Miami, juggling college, single motherhood, and an internship until she earned a modern languages degree. She tried to spend as much time as she could with Max, making sure he never felt the absence of a father. She couldn't help but think about him once in a while. The mystery man never tried to contact her or ask about their baby, yet he never failed to send an amount into her bank every month. She asked Cortez to stop the transactions, but she was bound by his contract. She wanted to cut all ties and live a carefree life. She didn't want to keep worrying about the day that man might return and try to take her baby away. Max was the only family she had left, her only reason to live. For 6 years, it had been the two of them against the world. And just then, a notification buzzed on Amelia's phone, breaking her thoughts.
Oh, shoot! The food delivery's here.
You ordered ramen?
Your favorite. Stay here and don't open the door for anyone. Okay?
Amelia had no idea that just a run down to get takeout would change her entire life. As she stepped out, Max called after her.
If the delivery guy is handsome, ask him to be your boyfriend. Free takeout for life.
Amelia shook her head. This kid was obsessed with 2 things, food and her love life, the latter of which didn't exist. She hopped into the elevator, but the moment the door shut, it jolted and went dark.
No!
Frantic, she hit every button. The call box was dead. Her phone had no signal.
Hello? I'm in the elevator. Can anyone hear me?
10 agonizing minutes passed. Then another 10. Panic rose in her chest.
Max would be scared.
Finally, the elevator hummed back to life, and she bolted to her apartment.
Max, baby, I'm so sorry. Mom is back.
Silence. Her stomach dropped.
Max?
She checked his bedroom, the bathroom, the kitchen, even the closets. Nothing. Dread shot through her. Had the mystery man finally appeared? Was he the one behind Max's disappearance? Rushing into the hallway, she nearly collided with her neighbor.
Wanda, have you seen Max?
The old woman frowned.
Oh, you're here. I just saw Max get into a black car. I assumed you were with him.
Oh my God, Max!
Fearing her son had been abducted, Amelia bolted out of the building. When Amelia reached the street, her breath hitched. 4 black luxury cars were lined up in front of her building, their tinted windows too dark to see inside. Panic surged as she ran to the closest one and pounded on the door.
Max! Max, baby! Are you in there?
Before she could bang again, a hand landed on her shoulder. A familiar voice spoke behind her.
It's okay, Miss Rivera. Max is with us.
She spun around, her heart hammering, and found herself face to face with a man she never expected to see again.
Mr. Cortez!
The last person she wanted to deal with. Her least favorite lawyer. Her fear turned to fury.
Where is my son?
Mr. Cortez held his ground, arms crossed.
Your son is safe, Miss Rivera. I promise.
Amelia barely heard him. Her focus was singular.
Where is Max?
The lawyer nodded toward the middle car.
He's inside with his father.
Everything around her stilled.
I'm sorry. Did you just say his father?
Her blood roared in her ears. She charged toward the limo, but a wall of bodyguards closed ranks in front of her.
Miss, please step back.
One of them said evenly.
We can't allow you to approach until you calm down.
Calm down.
Amelia seethed.
He can't just take my child.
Her mind spiraled. She had imagined Max's father showing up one day, mostly so she could slap the and finally settle the score from 6 years ago. But never had she pictured this. The worst part was the had her son trapped in a car. And she still had no clue who the hell this man was. Little did she know his true identity would be something beyond her wildest dreams. A man with Spanish features sat in the back of a limousine, staring at Max Rivera, who glared back in defiance. Dressed sharply in a navy suit, the man furrowed his brow and turned to his assistant.
Victor, what's wrong with the kid?
Victor hesitated.
He bit the guard who carried him.
The man smirked.
Good. Serves him right for not following my instructions. I told you to invite the boy and his mother, not abduct them.
Max interrupted.
Then let me go back to my mom. She'll be mad if I'm not in the apartment when she comes back. And you don't want to see my mom mad, mister.
Javier softened his tone.
Listen, Max. No one here means you harm. I'm afraid we got off to a bad start. I am Javier, and this is Victor, my assistant. You'll be reunited with your mother soon.
Javier glanced at Victor, then asked,
Max, what can you tell me about your father?
Max shrugged.
Oh, my dad? He's dead.
Javier's face darkened, then he cleared his throat.
What if I told you I'm your father?
Max studied him.
So, are you a ghost?
An exasperated sigh left Javier's mouth.
No, not a ghost. Wouldn't you like to have a father that's alive? How about you come and spend some time with me? My house has a pool, basketball court, and there's even a horse stable. Do you like horses?
Max looked at his so-called father, intrigued.
Does your TV get CNN?
Victor interrupted with a chuckle.
Sorry, I think the boy meant CN, the Cartoon Network.
Max flatly corrected him.
No, CNN, cable news. Impressed?
Javier lifted a brow.
Smart boy. I have over a dozen TVs, all equipped with more than 50 international news channels.
Max sat back, dropping his guard.
Your house does sound cool, but my mom would be sad if I went somewhere cool without her. Can she come too?
Before Javier could answer, a member of his staff popped into the car.
Sir, there's a situation. The VP has requested an emergency video call.
Javier grunted in disappointment.
Very well. I'll take the town car back to the office and leave this one here.
He turned to Max with an apologetic grin.
I'm sorry I have to run, but I look forward to spending more time with you, Max.
An unknown emotion flickered in Javier's eyes. Something bittersweet, but hopeful.
Goodbye.
Meanwhile, as Javier hopped into a town car that sped away, Amelia was ushered into the limo and reunited with her son.
Max, thank God you're okay. I'm so sorry, sweetie. The elevator got stuck again, and when I got back...
She was relieved to see him unharmed. Max took her hand.
Mom, it's okay. I'm all right.
Victor, still perched in a corner of the limo, spoke up.
Miss Rivera, on behalf of my boss and myself, we apologize for the misunderstanding. We didn't mean to cause any distress.
Amelia shot him a glare.
Is your boss crazy? Where is he?
She was furious that the man had managed to slip away before she could confront him.
Miss Rivera, unfortunately my boss had to attend to an urgent matter. But he's invited you and Max to join him for dinner tonight. His driver can take you both to his estate now, if you'll allow it.
Victor offered a nervous smile, unsure if she would agree to see Javier. With a sharp glint in her eyes, Amelia replied,
I will absolutely join your boss for dinner. Tell him I can't wait.
She needed answers, and she'd make it clear that no one was taking her son without a fight. Max leaned in and whispered in her ear,
Mom, the man that was here before, he said he's my dad.
Amelia's heart tightened. This was not the conversation she expected.
It's a complicated story. The short answer is yes, he is, but I'll explain later, okay?
Max nodded, clearly processing the information. Amelia cursed the man silently for revealing their son's paternity so carelessly. The limo drove toward Javier's home, and when they crossed a bridge leading to a private island estate, Amelia's jaw dropped. Max's father lives here. She had guessed the man was wealthy, but she hadn't expected a private island rich. The car pulled up to a grand Spanish-style villa surrounded by palm trees and lush greenery. Max's eyes widened.
Whoa! Is this a house or a hotel?
A member of the staff led Amelia down a long corridor to a lavish suite.
Please make yourself comfortable here, Miss Rivera.
The attendant said politely.
You can wait here until you're called for dinner.
Amelia nodded absent-mindedly. At 8 o'clock, Mr. Grant arrived to fetch Amelia for dinner while Max was asleep. The butler led Amelia to the formal dining room, softly lit with candlelight. Just as she took a glass of wine to calm her nerves, a maid informed her that Javier would join her shortly.
Of course, he makes me wait again.
Footsteps echoed outside the dining room, making her heart race. The door swung open, and there, standing in the doorway, was a tall, striking figure with a commanding presence. The question was maddening. 6 years of resentment, and now he was asking how she'd been. Without thinking, Amelia's hand shot up and struck him across the face. The sound of the slap echoed through the room. Javier's eyes darkened. Before she could react, bodyguards pinned her to the wall. Javier's head of security turned to him. "Your Royal Highness, are you okay?" Javier growled, annoyed.
I'm fine.
Chuckled darkly.
Cortez was following another master's orders. I was never told you were pregnant. I never agreed to that contract.
Silence hung between them. Amelia wanted to dismiss his words, but doubt crept in. Staring at the floor, she asked, voice quiet.
If you had known 6 years ago, what would you have done?
Javier exhaled.
I was in a different place back then, but I'd like to believe I'd have done what I'm doing now.
Amelia's stomach clenched.
Is my son safe? Who would go to all this?
It's all over, and Max is safe now.
Javier knew exactly who was behind it, but kept it to himself. As dinner was served, Amelia processed the night's revelations. After another glass of wine, she finally spoke.
Crown Prince Calderon.
Just Javier, please.
She straightened.
Javier, if this conspiracy is real, it's unfortunate we got tangled in it. But Max is all I have. You have everything. Just look at this place. I won't let you take him from me.
Javier leaned back.
Technically, both you and Max are contractually obligated to move in with me. But I'm reasonable. I won't force you. Max, however, will be moving in.
Amelia shot up.
You can't remove a child from the only home he's known.
You had him to yourself for 5 years. It's my turn.
Her resentment boiled.
Maybe lost time is your karma for seducing a girl on her birthday and ditching her the next morning.
Javier's jaw clenched. He didn't respond. She pressed on.
You can't just call the shots because you're a prince.
Kids adapt. His life will be better here. Your apartment is a death trap. Remember that elevator? My men accessed your place in minutes.
She rolled her eyes.
Abducting your own son isn't a flex.
It proves it's not safe. I have world-class chefs, top doctors, a real yard, security. Don't pretend he'd be better off in that shabby building.
She hated his arrogance, but his resources were undeniable. Still, she couldn't trust him completely.
I know you can give Max the best, and he deserves that. But I can't send him to live with a stranger unsupervised.
A smirk crossed his face.
Stranger? We know each other intimately.
She blushed despite herself. He grinned.
But I agree with you. Let's do that.
She knew something was off when he agreed with her.
Wait, do what?
Javier sat back and crossed his legs.
You'll only let Max live here if you move in too. Fine. I want my son in a 2-parent household anyway.
That certainly was not what she meant.
You're twisting my words around.
His smirk deepened.
Didn't you say Max deserves the best? Then what's the problem, Amelia?
She exhaled sharply. He backed her into a corner. If Max was to live here, she had to as well, but she had terms.
His Royal Highness's estate is significantly far from my internship, so if I am to make my stay here work, I will need access to one of your chauffeurs.
A glint appeared in Javier's eyes.
Are we setting terms? How thrilling. Sure, you can use the cars.
Amelia tightened her gaze on him.
And I want you to stop stalking me.
Javier groaned.
In my industry, that's not stalking.
A slow smile forming. The only woman who had dared to strike him was now living under his roof. He had a lot to make up for. Javier was back to claim what was his, but Amelia had no intention of making it easy for him. A week passed since Amelia and Max moved into Javier's estate, but it still felt surreal. Days ago, she had to choose between groceries at the supermarket, putting back her own shampoo to afford Max's. Now she was in a villa with a staff catering to her needs. She dreaded running into Javier. To her relief, he had been away all week on business. She entered her bedroom and sat at her desk in the annex office trying to catch up on work. Balancing the move and her internship as a translator with Miami's Council of Foreign Affairs had been tough. The next day, Amelia's office buzzed with tension. The High Commissioner of Foreign Affairs was meeting Mexico's Prime Minister, and even as an intern, Amelia couldn't afford mistakes. When the sleek cars arrived, she straightened, exchanging a glance with her best friend, Faith. As the Prime Minister stepped out with his entourage, a familiar face caught her eye. Her breath hitched.
Charles Dawson!
The man she had once loved and left behind. He looked even more distinguished than she remembered. When their eyes met, his expression darkened before she quickly looked away. Faith nudged her.
Girl, that was totally your ex. When I heard the news, I didn't think he'd still be this hot. Damn!
Still stunned, Amelia turned.
What news?
Faith smirked.
Charles just moved back from the East Coast. You two are going to see a lot of each other.
Amelia's heart pounded. She wasn't sure if fate was being cruel or giving her a second chance. Either way, she wasn't ready for it.
I still can't believe your dreamy ex is here. Now that you know he's back, what are you going to do about it?
Amelia barely heard Faith, lost in thought as she absent-mindedly poked at her key lime pie. Faith waved a hand in front of her.
Hello? Earth to Amelia?
Amelia blinked.
Sorry, what?
Faith leaned in.
Oh my god, are you seeing someone? Spill. Who is he?
Amelia rolled her eyes.
There is no he. If I was, you'd be the first to know.
Faith smirked.
Do you still have feelings for Charles?
Amelia sighed.
He's a big shot now. He nailed that UN internship, and you saw him in that suit.
If he's not taken, there's a line of girls waiting.
Faith narrowed her eyes.
That didn't answer my question.
Amelia exhaled.
Even if I did, my situation has changed. He deserves someone without baggage.
Faith flicked her forehead.
Hey, my godson is the cutest 5-year-old ever. Any man would be lucky to be his stepdad.
She stabbed her lasagna.
But I'd still love to find Max's real dad and beat him to a pulp for ruining your relationship with Charles.
I'd love to see that,
Amelia muttered, suppressing a smile. She could only imagine Fate's reaction when she found out the man she wanted to murder was a Mediterranean prince. Fate suddenly grabbed her hand and squealed.
Javier Calderon!
Amelia froze.
What? How do you? I mean, why did you say that?
Girl, you don't know about Spain's hot young prince?
Amelia's pulse raced. Did Faith know?
Why are we talking about the Spanish monarchy?
The prince just moved to Miami as an ambassador.
Faith said, stealing a bite of pie.
And he's the guest of honor at our gala tonight. Can you believe we're about to meet a real-life prince?
Amelia exhaled in relief.
I don't care much about monarchies.
Faith grinned.
But Prince Javier isn't just any royal. Have you seen his speeches? He's gorgeous, which means he'll be even hotter in person.
Amelia muttered.
He's more arrogant in person too.
Luckily, Faith interrupted her spiraling thoughts.
What are you wearing to the gala?
Amelia shrugged.
Since it's a work event, I figured slacks and a blazer.
Faith smacked the table.
Slacks, did you not hear me? Hot foreign royals will be there, and more importantly, so will Charles.
Amelia hesitated. She had planned to fade into the background, but the thought of running into Charles made her stomach flutter. Faith pressed on.
You must dress to impress, and I have the perfect outfit for you.
Faith was not lying when she promised the dress would look amazing on Amelia. Amelia arrived at the gala in a stunning midnight blue gown, the neckline more revealing than she was used to. Thanks to Faith's persuasion, she wore it anyway. Standing at the sidelines, she scanned the crowd for Charles, her heart racing. For the first time in a long time, she felt confident, wanted to be seen. A sudden buzz filled the room. "The prince is here," someone whispered. Amelia's eyes followed the swarm of paparazzi to Prince Javier Calderón. It was surreal, watching the man she knew as Max's father idolized by the masses. How did nobody like her end up in his orbit? She thought back to the South Beach nightclub 6 years ago, their first meeting, the instant connection, snapping back to the present, where her eyes were yet again locked on the prince. She'd never seen him in a tux before. She hated to admit it. But he made for a dashing and debonair sight. How criminal for a man so vexing to look that good in a tux. She thought, and immediately got hit by the reality. She shook the thought away.
Don't be so stupid as to romanticize him, Amelia. The man is royalty. He's light years out of your league.
Just then, Faith scurried up to her side, giddy over the sight of the prince. Amelia whispered to her friend,
"Stop ogling the man. We're here as professionals to work," she joked.
Faith nudged her. Amelia quickly deflected the question.
Look, I think he's coming this way.
As Javier approached, Amelia felt her body tense up, unsure what a public interaction between them should look like. Does she ignore him? Say hi?
Oh no! What if he says hi to me? And Faith instantly clocks the resemblance between Max and his father and figures out my secret.
Amelia's fears and paranoia were instantly dispelled when the prince walked right past her, without so much as glancing in her direction. While Amelia was relieved by this, Faith, on the other hand, was deflated when the romance she scripted didn't play out in reality. On that note, Faith left Amelia to report to her work post. The night was shaping up to be less eventful than Amelia had anticipated, but she had no idea. Her night was about to witness the type of drama that she never thought she'd see. Amelia took a break from her translator duties to grab a drink at the bar. When she turned around, she found herself standing face to face with the man she'd been eagerly looking for all night.
Charles!
The second their eyes met, both their hearts stopped. Both of them stood frozen in awkward silence. Finally, Charles broke the silence.
"Hey!"
he managed to say through his love-struck daze. Amelia smiled.
"Hey, yourself!"
Charles laughed nervously.
"We used to be more eloquent than this."
She chuckled.
"Yeah, if you got us in the same room, you couldn't get us to shut up until we started dating. Then our mouths were occupied with other things."
She stopped herself.
"Sorry, I made it awkward."
He shook his head.
"It's okay."
He smiled, gazing into her eyes.
"You look very beautiful in that dress."
Warmth spread through her body.
"Thank you. It's Faith's. It shows more skin than I'm used to,"
she said, struggling to think of a conversation. Everything she said came out dumber than it sounded in her head. She took a deep breath and tried again.
"You look great too. New York has been good to you."
Both their minds swirled with 1,000 things they wanted to say but couldn't. But they were interrupted when a familiar female voice called out,
"There you are, Charles. Found you."
Amelia tensed. She knew that voice. Sure enough, when she turned, she saw her half-sister. Sophie bounded up to Charles. What happened next nearly made Amelia's soul leave her body. Sophie cozied up to Charles and wrapped her arm around his waist. Amelia could hear her chest pounding in her ears as years of abuse flashed before her eyes. Charles knew how Sophie tormented her, and yet, was he dating her? Was Charles a part of what Sophie did to her at the party 6 years ago? Was that why he left without listening to her the day she learned she was pregnant? Just then, a voice shattered Amelia's thoughts.
Amelia!
Her eyes widened in shock as Javier kissed her. Sophie and Charles froze. Everyone in the gala was in shock to see the Prince of Spain kissing a common girl. Why did he do this? That too in front of everyone? Is he about to reveal their secret and humiliate Amelia tonight? What royal secret was about to unfold, and how will it affect Amelia?
To find out what happens next, download the Pocket FM app in the next 1 minute to get free access to 29 episodes of The Royal Accident. Hurry before the offer disappears. Install the Pocket FM app and enjoy the free episodes now.